So continuing on, we'll have a look now at using our Web Data Connector to connect to a XDC cache query. So if I go to my InfoBurst environment, we can have a look. I've got my XDC cache here, and within this cache I've got two cache queries defined. The first query is an order year revenue, where it takes the order year and then provides the sum of revenue for each year. So if I run that, we can see I've got the sum of revenue for each of the order years. I've also got a second query called WebDC prompted, which is taking everything from the WebDC cache and retrieving all rows where the revenue is greater than minimum revenue. So if I type in, say, 1,000 for the minimum revenue, it will provide me all rows where the revenue is greater than 1,000. So if I go into Tableau first of all and we'll have a look at the first cache query, I'll go to my Web Data Connector and then log into my InfoBurst environment. Select XDC cache and cache queries, and I'll find my one XDC test cache that we're using. We've got a choice between the WebDC cache, which we've just looked at, and my two cache queries down here, so order year revenue and WebDC prompted. So if I select order year revenue and go to next, as you can see, it has queried the one XDC order year revenue query and retrieved my order year and my revenue. Click on update to get the data, and I got my information back into the Tableau as well. So if I close out of this, and we'll do the same thing again, this time looking at the prompted cache query. One XDC test, and this time we'll look at the WebDC prompted. As we can see from the InfoBurst environment, this is prompting on minimum revenue. So it's identified that there's a prompt and provided the enter parameters button and a minimum revenue. So if I type in here 2,000, click on done, and it will retrieve the information now from that cache query, retrieving all the information for year, person, product ID and revenue, but only when the revenue is greater than 2,000.